So we've got the Oppo Reno2. Now, of course, I covered the previous version on the channel, the one. This is the one with the fancy flip-up front camera. It's motorized, it's a bit different. And here we are with the second version already. As you know, crazy pace to the smartphone marketplace. Paperwork, plentiful. There's the device, 48 megapixel camera, 5x hybrid zoom, ultra steady video, 6.5 inch dynamic AMOLED screen, 4000 milliamp hour VOOC flash charge 3. And also, this has a price point that might be attractive to you, especially if you're looking for a device with a fancy motorized front-facing camera. Willie Do, can you tell us what the retail price of this device is?
$515 US.
Where does that put it? It puts it in the same sort of territory. You're in like OnePlus, sort of, although that one's a little bit more. But you're somewhere around there. You're in what most people would consider the mid-range, but in some markets that puts this into the premium zone. There's a blue thing going on, which is pretty wild. Look at that. You seeing this, Will, right now? Look at that.
Very cool.
The quality of it, it's there. The camera units embedded below the glass, so they do not protrude at all. You can lay this flat, and then there's this little section here, which I remember from the last version, which keeps this portion ever so slightly up off the table surface to protect from scratching and so forth. You can see the various camera modules in that location, including the indication here of hybrid zoom. This entire portion kind of pops up a little bit, but it does so in like a pie shape. You a big pie guy there, Will?
Oh, yeah.
Pie in the sky?
Key lime pie.
Key lime. I don't believe you.
Apple pie.
Yeah, you're more of an apple pie. Will you or won't you add a scoop of ice cream?
Yeah.
You will.
Definitely. Vanilla.
They've got a cool little color indicator on the camera button. I would have preferred to see some texture. Haven't talked about that in a while, but it's kind of nice. Type-C connector, of course, with the fast charge included. There's a speaker there and a traditional analog headphone jack. Look at that, a case in the package, and it's a little nicer than your typical case. Not real leather, I don't think. I'm betting that that is not genuine leather.
PU leather flip case.
Yeah, PU. You know what PU means?
I don't want to know.
It's like when you're a kid and you're like, PU. It actually means polyurethane, I think. Holy mega charger, that's VOOC, baby. Look at that guy right there. They've included a headset, which, I don't know, it doesn't look like any other headset that I've ever seen before. It's very unique. See that, Will?
One of a kind.
Yeah. It does wobble around a little bit. But this is probably where you'd be typing. If you ever tried to use it on a surface, you should be okay. Ooh, not a bad looking display. I don't know. We got some brightness there. Will.
Oh, yeah.
How about the aggressive screen to body ratio as well?
It's a 6.5 inch screen.
6.5 inch display. You have a pretty hefty skin on here. This is the Color OS from Oppo. You know what my preference is? If I can get something close to stock Android, I'm going to select that because it's comfortable for me. I know, Will, you probably agree on that front.
Vanilla Android.
Big pixel guy.
Yep.
Okay, let's boot into the camera. That's a big part of this device specifically. It's what all the hype is about. It's the reason people pay attention to this. If I click the front-facing camera button, that's the way. It's kind of an elegant way that it comes up. Look at this. I flip it back. Boom. It slides down. I don't know. To me, it's just a bit more interesting than popping straight out. Oh, wow. Very natural. You know what, Jack? That's what I look for. A successful selfie. I'm very happy with this selfie. How many megapixels on a selfie camera will he do? You know, a little depth. You're getting fibers on the shirt.
It's 16 megapixels.
16 megapixels on the selfie. It's no joke. Of course, there's also a portrait mode built in. That's going to try to like blur the background. This is how they want you to use it, which is crazy. So beauty mode by default, plus blurred background. Let's see the difference. Smooth me out a touch. I don't know. What am I, lighter in general? Yeah. Less contrast. Try to sort of flatten things out, but you still got detail. Like the fibers on the shirt are there. I'm going to switch around to the back camera now. This is the 1X. It's the default camera lens. In 3, 2, 1, bam. We go into the 2X. And bam. We go into the 5X. And bam. We go out to the wide. That's quite wide. for someone who's looking for versatility, holy moly, that's options. Okay, Will, here you go. It's your moment. Now the AI picked up that he's indoor. I don't know what type of enhancement it's going to provide. Oh, hybrid zoom. Oh, you're really having to hold this pose, Will. I apologize.
Sweating here.
Would you look at this? This is how wide it goes. And he's close, for the record. Like, what is he? He's like, what are you, 10 feet away from me?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to zoom in to really even get to Willie Doo on the fully wide. And Kurt, I mean, he's all the way over there. So the wide is picking up a lot. This is the full zoom. You can see it's a bit hazy. Part of that is competing with this lighting over here. I'm super bright. He is not nearly as bright. Here is the 2x zoom, and that's the 1x standard camera. Now, of course, when the lighting is hitting the subject, it's a far better performer here in our environment. We have the wide angle figurine. We have the crazy zoom figurine, which is like, wow, that's very usable at that zoom. We have the 2x zoom. Look at the contrast. Kirk, you're happy with that? This thing, whoa. That might be the best 2x photo I've ever taken in this environment. That's an incredible 2x photo. Will, are you impressed?
Yeah, looks good.
It's got some of the other functions you would expect on a device like this at this price point. It's got the fingerprint scanner in there in the display. It's got the OLED display as well. The processor, the chip, I don't know. You might want the higher end Snapdragon, but chances are for a lot of people, 700 series that's in here is going to be okay. I do want to check, of course, the audio performance. And I like to test it with dialogue because that's typically how I would use a smartphone speaker.
News, Huawei Universe, China, US, trade stuff,
Okay.
Trump, so forth. New development, but there has been a kind of a pause button, a little bit of leniency for pre-existing products.
It might be just strictly mono.
As far as
Let me see here.
Google and Huawei are concerned, and other manufacturers.
It's a one speaker situation. That's okay with me. I mean, yeah, you can cover it, so it's not perfect. But I'd rather have one decent speaker than have a little bit of sound coming out of the earpiece region and the whole thing sounds like a tin can. I'm saying it's a pretty good sounding phone.
No, I could hear it from here. The volume's really loud.
And you can see with the display, no distractions, no notch, no hole punch, no nothing. Who is this phone for? Who's it going to compete with? Well, first up, you got to deal with this Color OS. Now, if this is me and I pick up this phone, you know what I'm going to do, Will? I'm going to get the Nova launcher. I'm going to hit it with a healthy dose of the Nova launcher. I think this is for somebody who is going to prioritize the camera setup. Someone who's going to prioritize, going to say, I want all those focal ranges represented. It's a crazy layout. This is a very versatile camera setup. And then also, there's a bit of a show-off factor with the way the camera pops up. So let's be honest about that it's a cooler smartphone because you got the keyline pie shoots up out the top. That's what that phone's about. It's around $500, like you said, and I think it's kind of interesting.
I agree. It's a nice package.